Mr. Patel, we apologize for the delay, but the market moves kept us a little busy. Your company, Arman Financial Services, is in the microfinance business. You have a strong presence in Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh. Can you tell us, post November 8th, the decision of the government to go ahead with demonetization of 500 and 1,000 rupee notes, what has been the impact on your business? Yours was a company that was growing fast, adding branches, expanding your AUMs very fast. Have you hit a roadblock?
Well, it's not much per se a roadblock. It's more like a speed bump. So when November 9th hit, as far as demonetization goes, see, in microfinance, we are dealing with bottom of the pyramid rural customers, and our niche is serving those clients which are unbanked. So by that virtue, we disperse our money in cash and recollect our money in cash as well. Since demonetization hit, it was obviously we had to stop disbursements because not enough cash was available. And initially in the first 2 weeks, there wasn't enough cash in the market for us to recollect our repayments as well. But that has improved to a certain extent. So since November 9th, I think our repayments dipped as low as almost 70%. But now our repayments cumulative repayments have reached over 95%. And the 5% is basically isolated areas where they are seeing kind of a dip or a big liquidity crunch as far as cash availability is concerned. So, for example, in the milk belt of Gujarat, a lot of these dairy farmers are not getting, cash payments from their dairies anymore. And a lot of these people don't have bank accounts. So there's sort of a rush to open bank accounts to get paid. Once they do get paid in their bank accounts, they cannot withdraw the money. So it is creating a lot of, hassles for the bottom of our pyramid customers. But as far as our, the roadblock that you mentioned, I think it's more of a speed bump. 1 quarter, it's okay in the long run. And starting from January, I think we should start dispersing and things should relax quite a bit as far as repayments are concerned.
Your collections are back to about 95%. The recoveries are back to about 95% of what your average used to be earlier. What happens to disbursements? You said there wasn't even enough cash to disburse. Has demand taken a hit? What's happening to disbursements now?
No, the demand is very much there. See, as I said, we are working in the rural markets where people are not used to cashless sort of economy. Now, I don't think that you can expect all of a sudden these bottom of the pyramid customers, many of whom have never written a check in their life, to overnight convert into cashless. So we do have a method of dispersing the amount through bank accounts or using various other cashless models to disperse the money. But then their interest would start on day one, and if they have no method to spend it and to start using the money to generate for economic activities, we sort of pulled back and said that okay, let's wait for this demonetization to the effects of the demonetization to slow down, and then we can start dispersing again. So that was our call that we made post November 9th, and I think we are geared up to start dispersing on January 2nd.
Right. So can you tell us what is the hit in your disbursement? Can you put a figure on it versus what you were doing pre-November 8? What is it now?
Right. So we have 3 distinct portfolios. So in our two-wheeler and SME portfolios, we have taken about a 15% hit. So for example, we dispersed about 10 crores pre-Diwali, the pre-Diwali month in our two-wheeler segment, and that has gone down to about 5 to 6 crores in the November month. In our SME, it's a smaller portfolio to begin with, so we have seen about a 20% reduction. But our main business, which is microfinance, which is providing group loans, at our peak we were dispersing between 26 to 28 crores a month. That has gone down to negligible levels, about 1 crore or so. since demonetization hit. So overall, in the past 2 months, our disbursements have taken a hit of about 50 to 55 crores. As I said, this was, a required, unfortunate requirement due to the demonetization policy. But our strategy has always been to be very conservative. So until we knew the effects of demonetization, it was highly prudent to stop disbursements until you find out what the client's economic activities are going to look like, how are they going to come out of this, whether this is going to affect them.
Your expectation is that all the withdrawal, the limits will go in the new year and things will go back to normal. How soon do you think they'll go back to normal if the withdrawal limits are gone?
Well, I think, your guess is as good as mine. If the withdrawal limits are removed, I can go back to pre-disbursement levels in a matter of a week. But I don't think that the withdrawal levels, they are going to ease up, but I don't think that they're going to ease up to an extent where it's possible to disperse everything by cash for at least another 2 to 3 months. So we have created models in which we use, recollected money to disperse in cash for the clients that need it in cash. Others which are slightly more, above, we can disperse through bank accounts, through NEFTs, through, RTGS, whatever that may be. So I think starting January, we should at least manage dispersing about 20 to 25 crores in the microfinance division. Our two-wheeler and SME will go back to normal starting January.
Right. Mr. Patel, you were also in the process of expanding into newer territories like I think Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra. What has happened to that now? Have you been able to add branches at the same tick as you were pre-November 8th?
No, I mean, so we have about 10 branches in UP and 8 branches in Maharashtra. And we have not opened any new branches simply because, again, there was no point opening branches if you couldn't start dispersing. So that expansion plan was put on hold due to demonetization. But starting January, I think we can continue with our plan, our planned expansion route. Although in Maharashtra and UP, there have been certain pockets which have sort of heated up. So we'll have to be careful to make sure that we open the branches at the right places.
Right. Now, your AUM growth over FY16 to the last 2 years has been closer to 42%. What do you think will happen this year? What kind of AUM growth are you targeting post all that has happened?
Post demonetization, I think our target was an AUM growth about 60% this year. I think we should be able to achieve hopefully around 15 to 20% growth. So, yes, we have taken a hit due to demonetization as far as our growth plans are concerned. However, I don't think that we are in a situation where we'll wind up worse than we were on March 31st last year. So, already I think in many of our portfolios we have crossed our targets, which were for the third quarter. So yes, there'll be a little bit of effect on the growth targets, but hopefully we should manage covering that up in the coming 2 to 3 quarters.
And what has been the adoption of digital methods for repayments? Do you think your customers will start doing this more? What is the mix now between cash and the digital mode?
I think it will require a lot of education from our side, from all the microfinance companies, from the government side as well. As I mentioned earlier on, that many of our clients have never written a check in their life. Many of them are uneducated. Many of them don't have cell phones or don't have smartphones. So I don't think that you can just skip the entire bank part and expect them to start using Paytms and whatnot right away. As far as our repayment right now is concerned, we are accepting money in any form, whether they want to pay by a POS machine using an ATM card, whether they want to pay by check. But most customers prefer the cash route. and I don't think 40 or 50 days is enough to convert this large informal sector. The majority of India is the informal sector. I don't think 40 or 50 days are enough to convert them into digital payments. I think it will be a slow process, which, forget about many months, it will take many years to educate them enough to bring the infrastructure which is necessary in India. I mean, if you look at it, 25% don't have cell phones, 30% don't have bank accounts, 25% are uneducated. And our core competency is serving those customers. So I don't think that it will happen overnight, but we are making our best attempts.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Patel, for speaking with us at NDTV Profit.